Hello world, you're watching 80s Music Twin Ranked. I'm Joel.
I'm Chris.
And we're talking about Sammy Hagar. Did you guess him? Did you give
five
enough hints?
people we saw the video.
Anywho, Sammy Hagar knows way too many people. And he's been in too many bands.
He has been.
Unlike Eric Clapton, who you can actually, think of all the bands. He was in this.
Well, he is in
famous.
a lot of famous bands.
And that was prior to his solo career. Sammy Hagar, he gets into all these bands. Afterwards, like, I can't keep track.
Yeah, but again, Eric Clapton is the bands he was in. They had hits.
Yes.
And
Yeah, Sammy Hagar, he doesn't have any hits, but man, has he been in with a lot of famous
yeah,
people.
it started with a band called Melbourne.
Melbourne?
Melbourne, I think that was
Montrose.
Montrose. Oh, wait. Montrose.
Starts with an M.
It's true.
Okay, supposedly, I don't think I ever heard of Montrose before.
No.
The early 70s, Ronnie Montrose was the band leader.
Right.
Inspiration for Eddie Van Halen, the way he played his guitar. And I don't know if I can name any other hits, but you could definitely play that album and say that's Sammy Hagar on vocals. So there's and I think some magazine listed that album, their debut, as the 4th best hard rock album ever. Now when they did that, I don't know. Maybe it was in late 70s.
Well, I know when he went on his solo career is really weird.
Right, that's what we'll concentrate on.
But his first album was like a lot of cover songs, like he did "Sitting on the Dock of the Bay."
Yeah, and I don't know how.
His first hit was probably Rick Springfield's
I've Done Everything for You, which he wrote.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't as good, and then Rick Springfield took it, made it a huge hit.
Yeah. Now that wasn't his first hit for himself, but maybe it was. I don't know.
I don't remember what was the first one to write. But let's go back to Montrose. Okay, so you would think the second album, they actually changed a couple players from the first album to the second album, and you would have thought this band should have been absolute mega hit
Right.
band. Okay, so had this Ronnie Montrose on it, right? Sammy Hagar on vocals, Alan Fitzgerald, you know who that is? Keyboardist for Night Ranger, and the drummer for Heart on the comeback albums, Heart and Bad Animals, Denny Carmassi.
Right.
That's their group of 4, and you're like, there should be stars.
Well, they've been all starting up too.
Yeah, they were all starting to, which is the reason. But man, they all went their own separate ways and had huge careers after that. Similar to that Rubicon, they had a Huey Lewis and a Night Ranger player, and then that fell apart, and they go on to better careers. But so Sammy Hagar has a album called Musical Chairs. Fitzgerald and Carmassi were on that one, with Sammy Hagar on vocals, obviously.
Yeah. The album that stuck in my mind was he has an album called Danger Zone.
Yeah, because
and
he's not in that movie wise, right?
Yeah, he's not in the Top Gun soundtrack,
right?
But he has a video called "Eagles Fly" for a solo album, and
Dreams from Van
Halen. And they both have the fighter pilot jets.
Yeah. Now, here's what's funnier about that is the hit "Danger Zone" was made by Kenny Loggins. And then Sammy Hagar then put out a song he has a song on Footloose. It wasn't put out, but he has a song on Footloose, and he also has a song on Over the Edge.
Over the Edge.
That's an animated movie.
Over the Top, yeah.
Over the Top. And he has the better hit. To me, I think Kenny Loggins obviously probably his charted higher, but Sammy Hagar has a way better song on that one. I don't know. He wasn't on Caddyshack. I forget what else Kenny Loggins did movie-wise. But Danger Zone. That is funny that he has an album. Yeah, he was not.
Now you would think when he got to Van Halen.
Okay.
Well, he was on Van Halen. He was just singing mostly.
Well, he played guitar.
He played guitar, and I'm sure when they went on tour, he probably was the secondary guitar.
Van Halen actually has
but for his solo hits, he always had his guitar in the videos.
Right, and he also, the ones I remember, he always had that same exact outfit on.
He had the yellow outfit with the things they were going across.
And according to VOA, He was a super spy.
Yeah, he had that outfit on at the beginning of VOA. And the only two videos I saw, VOA and I Cant Drive 55.
Yeah, no, I remember 3 Lockbox video, but I don't think he was wearing the same outfit.
No.
But he was playing guitar, and he was the only one in the video. Now, speaking of Van Halen, he did put out a song on, which album was it?
Are you talking about a song where there was a video?
So it would have been on the one in between. They would have already made.
It was VOA.
I don't think it was.
Oh, okay.
I think because VOA came in '84, prior, and that was
right.
That's when David Lee Roth put out their smash in 1984.
I never said goodbye to them, maybe.
Yeah, so they put out their first one, 5150. Then he goes back to do a solo career, and you have that video where he
calls Michael,
hey, let's jam,
Alex, and they all blow him off, and he goes to the studio, does hands and knees, I believe it's called.
Yeah, what did he put up? What are those hologram musicians? Somehow a hologram can actually play an instrument.
Well, they have a sound.
And yeah, so it's neat that they, during his solo career, he was able to get them. They blew him off, but at least they appeared in his video.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like you said last week. It's like Genesis and Phil Collins.
Yeah, so he did that, and good songs. That's the ones I like. Those songs because they're different. They're not hard rocking songs, and even Van Halen played "Eagles Fly" on their tour.
Yeah. And VOA stands for Voice of America.
Right.
He plays like a super spy. He's the only man we can call to go and do this thing.
Crashes through the house roof.
But it reminded me, for some reason, it reminded me of Leslie Nielsen at the beginning of the Naked Gun movie.
Oh.
I don't know why. Because he's the guy they sent in.
Right. All right, so same year he puts out I Never Said Goodbye. Now, this is actually cool about I Never Said Goodbye. They didn't know what to title the album or something, and they actually had a contest similar to In Excess. Contest on MTV
right,
to name that album. And so supposedly there were albums made with just Sammy Hagar. It was the second self-titled album, but then those never released.
Props for using that correctly. You did not say supposedly. I hear people say that. I'm like, that's not the word.
There's a long list of words people shouldn't use.
Supposedly is the word he used, and it is correct. Supposedly, not a word.
Because the grammar police are out there. All right, so I Never Said Goodbye had basically the two hits, the Van Halen song, we call it the Van Halen song, and that's also the same year he would have put out Winner Takes It All.
Right.
And if you've seen the video, he actually beats Sylvester Stallone in the
Yeah, I know. They both walking. They're walking up together.
I know.
To do it, and you look at their arms. I'm like, he's got a muscle.
I don't even.
But it's Sylvester Stallone's arm is like twice as big.
I don't think Sammy even tried to flex. He knew it was going to look bad.
Yeah.
And then he had to do that thing with his head to look like a crazy person.
Yeah. Now, if you watch the movie,
I've seen it recently.
Okay, so Sylvester Stallone's son does beat this kid who's bigger than him. And he gives him a pep talk. So it doesn't matter his size. You gotta want it. I'm like,
right?
No, size matters. And that's you're not just because you want to win doesn't.
I don't think that's a bad movie. So this is if you've ever seen Saturday Night Live, way back when it was funny at one time. So similar to 80s music to 2000s music. Today's music sucks. That's Saturday Night Live right there. Okay, so back when Adam Sandler and Norm Macdonald and Chris Farley were on it, Sylvester Stallone made an appearance on Saturday Night Live. Do you remember the one skit where Norm Macdonald and Jan Hooks maybe they were in like a car crash, okay? And you just see Norm Macdonald's holding the door. Sylvester Stallone stops to help, and Norm Macdonald goes through this list. B-rating all his movies.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
And he's like, oh, I had this dream that I was in a car crash, and this guy who was in Cobra saved me. And he's but anyways,
I'm sure I think he brought up "Stop" or "My Mom Will Shoot."
right? He's like, stop. He's like, are you in pain? He goes, stop, or my mom will shoot. What were you thinking? But he does bring up Over the Top. He goes, I'm too hard. I know I'm too hard on Over the Top. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's just like that other movie, Kramer versus Kramer. You got this kid fighting over the custody, or the two parents fighting over custody of the kid. Kramer versus Kramer was missing something, though. What was it missing? Oh, I know. Arm wrestling. That's a funny skit.
No, I remember when he was going. When he was like that, he was like, "Stop. Stop!" And you didn't know he was about to say the title of the movie. You just thought he was telling him to stop for some reason.
Anyway, so
yeah, funny skit.
Yeah, probably the last time that was funny. Yeah. Okay.
All right, back to Sylvester Stallone. Just kidding. Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar. He was known as the Red Rocker. I never knew him as Red Rocker.
Because of a song called Red. Because I was like, is it like Willie Nelson and call him a redheaded stranger?
He wasn't even redheaded.
Yeah, he wasn't. Well, maybe it's a redhead. We just.
Yeah.
This is red. This ain't blonde. Okay.
So the Red Rocker, because
he had a red guitar.
And I didn't listen to the song either, so I don't know if it's got to be a rockin' song, but. So his first
and
hit,
I think Bette Midler did it too.
She did a couple songs.
And I think Red was one.
In the Rose, she did.
I think Red was one of them.
Okay, so his first album, 1976, 9 on a 10 scale. I think Red was on his self-titled thing. Let's see, Danger Zone wasn't even really the first time that a hit came out. There was a hit on Danger Zone called Heavy Metal, which was on a movie called Heavy Metal, animated for adults only.
Yeah,
it's not even the kind of adult humor that we find today. It was the kind that was like, it might have been rated R.
Yeah, I'd seen the film way back when. I saw it in the 90s.
But that came out a year before Danger Zone. Yeah.
John Candy was one of the voices. That's like a weird.
No, and I think his character did not fit him. It was like a warrior with John Candy's voice. Yeah,
in fact, I think a lot of the SCTV people were voices in that movie. Yeah,
so
weird movie.
Very weird movie. Very weird movie.
It had like 5 different
stories. Yeah, it's like an anthology type. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Was it made by that Ralph Bakshi, right?
And
he's known for
that. They have a
Felix the Cat.
They made a sequel called Heavy Metal 2000. So there's a sequel to that movie.
Okay. So another. So
but the song's probably the best thing of the movie.
Possibly. And the song I actually remember. I didn't remember it was Sammy Hagar at the time, but I remember Journey's "Open Arms" was in that movie too. And I think the only other movie that I can think of for Sammy Hagar doing, even though it wasn't released, is he did the title song for Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay. He was also in television. He did a scene as a bartender
on Nash Bridges.
And I think he only had like 2 lines. Cheech Marin's asking him, "We're looking for this person. Have you seen him?" "Oh yeah, I used to work here." "Oh, any idea where he is?" He's like, "Not a clue." And that was the end of the scene. And he was in The Simpsons for a brief moment.
Now the reason he was casted as a bartender is because he has a second career.
Well, yeah, he has a business
it's a tequila business.
Yeah,
right?
He has a business called Cabo Wabo, I believe.
That's from like a string of bars or something.
Yeah,
like that.
He has.
But he's also because he had a song called Mas Tequila.
Yeah, Cabo Wabo is a song from Van Halen.
Yeah.
Too.
But Mas Tequila was his solo song. Wasn't really ranked, but some people I know knew that song. But so he's got this tequila brand. Apparently, he doesn't do anything with that company other than taste test.
Yes, I saw that too.
He'll taste it. He'll say, "Leave it in the barrel a little longer." That's his. Really, that's all you do.
Yeah. They need to. Oh,
nobody else could have did that. Anyways,
but it's funny that he has that because early in his career, before his career, when he was young, his father is not alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and his mom would take the kids sometimes, and they would sleep in their car at a hotel. And she finally left his dad when he was like 10 or 12.
Yeah.
So,
And he, so after that, once he got past that, no, that was with the band called, does it begin with an M? Darn it. Something Ritas. Do you remember?
Wabaritas.
Wabaritas.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was that band. And then
Not the Circle.
yeah, then the Circle, the drummer for the Circle is Jason Bonham, John Bonham's son.
Right, yeah.
Joe Satriani was in the band when he was with Chickenfoot. And then there was another.
Yeah, Chickenfoot is a supergroup they started. Not to be confused with, in the 90s, there was a band that had a hit called Littlefoot.
Oh.
If you remember that.
Little Feet.
Little Feet. Oh, Little Feet? Okay, Little Feet.
All right, and then one last pairing, he had a band called HSAS, right?
Right.
And you like that song. I don't care for that
Yeah,
song.
we'd already talked about
But
that.
it had Neil Sean from Journey, Satriani was in it, and some guy from Foghat, right?
Yes.
Okay, so and one hit called Winter Shade of Pale. And let's see, he was any Weird Al stuff?
No, Weird Al didn't do anything for Sammy Hagar.
And-
But Sammy Hagar was on The Simpsons and Weird Al was on The Simpsons, so you can combine it that way, I suppose.
What did he do? Anything funny?
No,
on The Simpsons?
no, he just, on The Simpsons, they show him in a skit where,
Did he actually sing?
no, he was choking on a jalapeno popper. And somebody popped out his mouth. He goes, "See, I told you too much breading." He goes, but I had a flash of I was dead for a second.
Is that the? It was choking on. That's not the one where he had his visions, right?
He was at the beach. Yeah, so Homer was having a vision of
Okay.
some dead rockers. Sammy Hagar was there. He's like, because he was dead for a second.
Yeah. What else? Okay. So his second album, self-titled. No, was it the second time? It might have been his self-titled, possibly. So he has an album where his whole thing is red. That's probably what this is. That set, the buildings, is the buildings in the movie Blow Up. It's a famous movie for Blow Up.
Yeah, it's not a red. It's not a red color. It's everything in the scene is red. There's a car that's red. There's a building that's red.
What he's wearing is red. Yeah, and then he also had his own TV series, like a road show thing where he goes rock and roll on the road show.
Yeah.
We did Eddie Money last week. He appeared on that. I forgot to tell you that. Yeah. Steve Perry has appeared on Danger Zone. Huey Lewis actually played a harmonica on his Marching to Mars album.
Everybody in the business knows each other's.
He actually had a song called "Piece of My Heart" on one of his albums.
Yeah.
Made famous by Janis Joplin, but I know the Faith Hill version. I was into country just a little bit, and that's when Faith Hill was popular. So yeah, so he knows a lot of people. He's probably mega rich. All right, so let's go ahead and get to our top 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, definitely stop. All right, so some surprises will probably be on our honorable mention list. Your two songs that didn't make it. The only surprise would be that you had this in your top 10, and that was Winter Shade of Pale.
Now, if you would take all their hits, really, we only knew like 5 offhand, and there was plenty that he had out. But again, it's one of those where we're ranking them based on 10, but we really don't know them very well.
I think I knew 7 very well.
Okay.
Because the 2 on I Never Said Goodbye, I liked them. Even when they first came out, I'm like, that sounds different, especially for Sammy Hagar. Okay, the other one that was not on the top 10 because that you had 3 Lockbox, which I like it. It's different, but I think it's the same all the way through the entire song, so that's why I didn't have
But I knew it beforehand.
Okay, so all right, the 2 that weren't on the list that I picked, Eagles Fly, I mentioned. Even Van Halen likes it, so. And 2 sides. Actually, what's interesting about Eagles Fly is they submitted that to be a Van Halen song, but they thought it was too bluesgrass, so they didn't put it, and then he did it himself. Yeah.
Bluegrass, no, bluesgrass.
Whatever. Green grass, I don't know. Alright, so and then my other song would have been Two Sides of Love. So, and that one, you know, it's like, I think I know that, no, possibly not, I don't know. Was it on the radio? I think it is, because I remember it. Okay, number 10, the other song from I Never Said Goodbye. And I'm guessing, you know, so if that was on MTV for picking the album, other people picking his album title, I'm guessing somebody submitted that either based on
David Lee Roth,
Leaving Van Halen, and then he joined.
Yeah, I would guess assume that's why too.
So, and then he came back, so I guess it's a long pause. Okay, but the other one from I Never Said Goodbye, and that would be Give to Live, which I just watched. This guy, he ranked Sammy Hagar as hits, 20 of them, right?
Yeah.
And he, exact same two that are our top two, were his top two.
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming you're giving blood, because if the person's gonna live.
Well, he goes through a bunch of things, but anyway.
No, you can give
this guy that I watched, he actually
you give food to the starving. There's plenty of things you can.
But this guy's video that I watched, he actually titled it "Give a Little," which is what Sammy Hagar says, but that's not the title of the song. Do your research. But he goes through a list of things. You got to give. If you want faith, you must believe a little. And if you want peace, turn the cheek a little. So he's going through a bunch of things, not just giving. Okay. I had that one at 3, which is why it made the list. If I would have had it down a little bit more, neither of those songs made it. But you had it at 18. 18.
We're not totally alike on our taste.
Yeah. Okay. So next one up. Somehow this is above that. VOA.
It's also possible.
Okay.
It's also possible. The list you gave me, by the time I got to Give to Live, I was just sick of hearing Sammy Hagar songs.
I'm not sick of hearing his songs.
I know, but if you're listening to trying to rate them,
well, get this.
By the time you get down to...
Well, you think that's the case, wait until I give you David Lee Roth. Because listen, we did Van Halen, with both singers. We're doing Sammy Hagar, which means we ranked David Lee Roth past Sammy Hagar. So he's got better hits than David Lee Roth. Well, not necessarily. More known hits.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth, we're going to get to him. It's going to be hard to pick 10. He's got 10 out there, but the ones that were on the radio, not 10.
Well,
not even 5.
No, there is. There's 5. There's at least 5.
Okay, maybe there's 5.
I could give you 5 right now.
All right.
I'm not going to.
Okay, number 9, VOA from VOA. I have this at 12, so I'm not a big fan of this one. I know
Yeah, he actually does say Voice of America at the end.
At the end, and you have this one at 8, and they call on him to be the super spy. But if you watch the video, he's like the A-Team. He's got his band with him because he can't do it alone. All right, next one up, coming from Unboxed, which would have been his greatest hits, like back down in 1994. So that, wow, but it was High Hopes, which to me sounds similar to Two Sides of Love. He played this one on David Letterman when it came out. I have this one at 8, and you have it at 11. So a little bit slightly flip of VOA.
Yeah, when I went to listen to it, I was half expecting to hear Frank Sinatra's High Hopes.
Which would you then have the chorus girls doing the kick.
The rubber tree plants. I was thinking.
Luckily, it's not that version.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. Since we're getting to this next song is on Standing Hampton. Which album of his would you buy?
I would buy the one that has Cant Drive 55.
That would be
VOA.
I think it's VOA. I believe it's VOA. Yeah, VOA. Yeah. So I think we have more songs from Standing Hampton on our list than Eddie.
Yeah, it's probably got the 2 good ones, of Falling in Love again, and.
But I think I Never Said Goodbye is one I pick because those songs are. out there, and you don't hear them at all. Do we hear any Sammy Hagar? We hear I Can't Drive 50.
I hear that all the time.
Yes, so
That's probably the only one.
is that the only one?
No, actually, I can't say that.
There's only one.
I hear
way
heavy
to
metal.
rock?
Every now and then I hear heavy metal. So
Okay. All right. So he does have a few that play on the radio. Okay. So anyway, Standing Hampton. First one from that CD would be "Babies on Fire," which this is the one song that I'm like, oh, I actually do know that. I saw the title. I'm like, what's that? And you play it, like, oh yeah, I think I remember hearing this. So I have this one at 11. You have it at 6. Next one up, heavy metal. I'm going to say it's from heavy metal, but it was also on Danger Zone. I have this one at 9. You have it at 5. That one, it starts out slow, gets faster in the midsection. So that, some of these I'm looking at the titles, I'm like, that probably sounds like Kiss. It reminds me of something Kiss would sing.
And his genre of music that he plays, they people say is hard rock, heavy metal. I don't really think his music is that.
Yeah,
much
when you listen to these, they might have been heavy metal at one point. They're not heavy metal.
Yeah.
All right, next one up, coming from Over the Top. That's Winner Takes It All. I have this one at 4. You have it at 10. That's one. It's one I wish was higher. I would have liked to see this up in the top 3. But again, it doesn't play very often. But again, I like Sylvester Stallone movies.
So do I.
So I want this one to be higher.
Yeah, he's got one coming out where he's going to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Samaritan. The
That's right,
Samaritan's coming out.
Does he fly?
No, I think he's super strength.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Okay, next 2 songs come from Standing Hampton. First one up would be There's Only One Way to Rock. I have this at 6. You have it at 4. And then the next one up before that is I'll Fall in Love Again. I have it at 5. You have it at 3. I would say that song right there.
Is there, though?
What?
Only one way to rock. That's... And is he going, hey, that ain't the way to rock. There's only one way to rock. You're doing it wrong.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't listened to the lyrics. Does he tell us what that one way is? Okay, so I'll Fall in Love Again, I would think is the most normal sounding song that could be put on the radio. It's probably the one that could be considered easy listening compared to for him.
Yeah, I really like the 2 intros. I like their simple guitar parts, Falling in Love Again, and Your Love's Driving Me Crazy.
Yeah.
It's like,
right.
Yeah, just, it's like a normal sound.
Right. And even the midsection is weird because of I was like, that's a Sammy Hagar song. Okay, so that was 4 and 3 respectively. And then that would mean we agree with that other guy on our top 2. First one would be from, let's see, what is it called? Oh, 3 Lock Box. I'm like, what's that mean? I put the number 3. 3 Lock Box. By the way, 3 Lock Box. He said what a 3 Lock box is.
Yeah, I read.
If you see like a ship,
a ship got sank, and it's in a box where you have to have 3 keys to open it because it's really, really bad.
Yeah, it's protected.
3 boxes.
If you find a sunken boat, look for the treasure chest that has 3 locks on it.
Yeah,
that's the.
It's pretty much there's one chest. You open that chest. Inside is another chest. You open that. Okay. So it's not 3 locks. It's 3 boxes, really.
Okay. All right, but so that means. This song would be Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy. We both have this as our number 2 song. Right, and yeah. Love does drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Just ask Will Smith. Love makes you do crazy things. All right, and then that means the top song, I think we've already mentioned it, from VOA. Is I Can't Drive 55. We both have this at 1.
Now, do we have this at number 1? Because of the video. He still owns that car.
Yeah.
It's a Ferrari.
Yeah. He had to fix it, like $1,000 to fix it. But
he has the money.
It's not even the driving. I don't know. Did this song change the speed limit everywhere? He says he can't drive 55. And if you know now, most speed limits are 65, not 55.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if that had something to do
But
with
it
the
has some
changes.
funny parts in the video in the courtroom
Where he
singing.
does the jump, he goes, runs through the wall and does his Jackie Chan flip.
He throws a guitar first.
Right.
The cops chase him for a small section.
Yeah.
Then he gets on the wall and jumps over
Why
and
run
catches
after?
the guitar.
You're literally in the same room. Why do you have to run after him?
Well, and the second time he jumps on the courtroom officer's shoulders.
Yeah. So the best scenes are actually in the courtroom,
Yeah.
not when he's driving.
Okay, so does he just have a powerful voice? Because he's the one that was driving, so he's the one that got arrested. But when they show the jail cell, all the band is in there. And then he's just like 55, and the jail it falls off the doors off. So then they get out.
Supersonic power on
Yeah.
it. All right. So to answer your question, the reason it is number one is yes, because of that video. I don't know. Does he have any other videos that stand out other than the VOA, which
No,
because he's a spy? You know, the one where the Van Halen people are in it. That's kind of memorable, but the song is not. So.
No, it's probably that was the only one they had a good idea for. It's like we got to make this a video because they got all these good ideas.
Right.
The other song's like I don't know what to do with it.
I think that's funny though. So he got pulled over for speeding, and as the guy's writing him a ticket, he's writing the lyrics to the song. He's like, "What are you writing?" Oh, lyrics to my song because of this ticket. Oh, do I get credit?
Yeah, I'd say to your question of nobody can drive 55. The speed limit is 55 and everybody's going 70. So.
Yeah. Can anybody drive the speed limit? Let alone, as a matter of fact, I agree. Actually, if you drive on the speed limit or below, you're actually more of a danger than most other people because you're causing people to slam on their brakes, right? I mean, I understand you're supposed to go to the speed limit, but sometimes you just have to keep up with traffic, right? Depending how fast.
The only thing, I'll tell you what drives me crazy, not his love.
Not as
In that song, the lyrics that drive me crazy every time I hear it is he says, what took 2 hours now takes all day.
Right.
And then he says, it took me 16 hours just to get to LA. And I'm like, where are you coming from? That depends.
Yeah.
I was in Texas.
We need some context.
Yeah.
Now, if you were, well, he said it takes normally 2 hours.
Yeah.
If that's the context, you're 2 hours away.
Yeah.
And it took 16 hours.
Yeah.
That sucks. I've heard about LA traffic being bad.
Yeah.
They have 5-lane highways, and it still takes forever to
Yeah,
get
but that
through.
drives me nuts not knowing where his starting point was.
I agree. I agree with that. All right, so that wraps up our Sammy Hagar. Again, everyone agrees those are the top 2 songs. Unless you're some nutcase that is an oddball, or this one has special meaning for me. All right, sorry. Okay, so who we do next week?
For some reason, I can't remember. That's weird. I'll remember later, I guess.
If I'm correct, the guy we're doing does songs that are like cover songs. They're like them. They're not cover songs, but they're like them. There's your hits. Till then, we'll see ya. Bye.
Bye.